What's up, everyone?
Wow, hear ye.
What up? What up? Here
Hi.
he. Welcome to the
Hello.
podcast. We're back for another one, and it's a big one. Like we've had so many technical difficulties. We have so many people on the pod. It's a huge one today. We have Four Eyes with us, and we're doing a happy hour session. So welcome. We have Dr. Deepan Kaur and Dr. Amrit Bilku.
Woo!
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
How are y'all doing tonight?
We're excited.
Good.
This is finally happening. Just like Doug
Finally.
said, we had to reschedule twice, 20-minute, 30-minute technical difficulties. The universe was against the podcast collaborating, but
We said
the
no.
odds.
No,
We
we're
said
gonna
no.
do
No, we
this.
said
Things
no.
come to
We
the
are
Beating all
freeway
odds.
So guys, this is a welcome cheers. Everybody put, I say shot o'clock. Obviously, it's drink o'clock. Whatever you have, put them up. Cheers.
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 I think Doug and I are the only ones with real alcohol on a Monday night.
No, mine's real.
It's
Yeah,
5
Nadia's
o'clock
is real
somewhere.
too,
Thanks, guys.
guys.
All right. Well, since we're
I
all
love
warmed up, we're nice and toasty now. Let's do intros. Totally backward.
Yeah.
I love it. So, Amrit, let's start with you. Just tell us like where you're from, where you went to optometry school, what's your specialty right now in your practice, and a fun fact.
Oh, fun fact. I don't have any of those.
Okay.
But okay.
Favorite
that's
drink.
fine.
Favorite drink if you can.
Okay. I'll do that. So I'm originally from Ontario, Brampton, Ontario, close to Toronto. I went to Wilfrid Laurier University, which is in Waterloo, and then the Illinois College of Optometry for optometry school. I'm definitely heavy in BV and VT and like pediatrics. And currently I'm in a VT private practice, or like a private practice that's full scope and also offers VT. And I'm currently also opening my own practice. So that should be open next week. No, this week.
Wow.
Today's Monday. It's going to open tomorrow on Tuesday. So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
Oh my
that's
god.
what happens when you open your
Cheers.
practice. You don't know what the hell's going on.
Hey, cheers to that, y'all.
Cheers.
Everyone-
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
What makes you say you want to do the practice?
What made me want to do the practice?
Yeah. Real talk.
That can be a whole vent conversation, a whole nother episode. But I'd say in general, autonomy. Definitely autonomy. Being an associate at like 4 different practices, you don't have a lot of say on how things run. So autonomy is a big one. How you want to create relationships with your patients is another big one. As an associate, you just feel, and especially when you're part-time at multiple places, you don't get that consistent follow-up care. You don't get that return patient all the time because maybe other doctors might end up on the schedule. And so when you have your own practice, you can really have full control in what you offer, how you serve the patient, and the relationships that you make with them long term. So in a nutshell, that really pushed me to open my practice 8 years sooner than what my like general timeline really would have been. So yeah.
That's amazing. Congrats.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Thank you. And
all right, Deepan, how about you?
yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. You didn't say your
Well, I don't know my favorite drink anyways. I feel like I don't know. White Claws are pretty good. And now I'm enjoying the surf flavors. So I've never had those before. They're really good.
I've never
It's like
heard
an ad
of that
for White
before.
Claw, right?
Right.
They have like tropical pomelo smash, and they have this blueberry acai flavor, and like, yeah, they're really good.
And this podcast is not sponsored by White Claw.
But feel free to sponsor this podcast if you want.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
please.
should reach out to you guys now. Let's just do a zoom in. Maybe they'll
Optometrists
pay you
drink
for that.
White Claw.
I only drink Oza, which is Joe Jonas's fizzy sangria. And I actually am sponsored by them, so no White Claws for me.
As her little
It's too funny.
message to White Claw. Yeah,
The Joe
so
Jonas.
I'm from the opposite side of Amherst in Canada. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, west side. And I went to the University of
Uh.
Calgary for my undergrad. I also went to the Illinois College of Optometry, and I work full time at a private practice that heavily specializes in dry eye. And then I don't really have a fun fact either. I was trying to think about that earlier, but my years have been pretty boring these days. So
Mhm.
my favorite drink is probably a
Mhm.
Caesar, because actually, I don't know if you guys have Caesars. Do you guys have Caesars in the States? Someone told me you guys call them Bloody
Not
Marys.
sure what
Bloody
Caesars
Marys.
are. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Bloody
our Caesars
Mary.
have like a meal within the drink. Like there's like
Oh.
It's
like a
the same.
jalapeno, like an olive, like a whole like spicy
And a
sausage.
celery stick and everything. Yeah, it's the same.
But
You're
it tastes a little
snacking
bit
while you
different.
drink.
I've had Bloody Marys in the States. It doesn't hit the
Mm.
same like a Caesar in Canada. So
Mm.
yeah, so that's kind of my favorite drink right now for
Okay.
summer.
New business venture: bring your Caesars to the States.
You should, yeah.
Is that why
I
you went
will.
back to Canada? You were like, they're just the drinks were the same.
The drinks are better in Canada, I'm not gonna lie.
No,
have
they're
that
more
Caesar.
expensive. No, thank you. I don't mind the US with their like $1 tacos, $2 margaritas. You don't find
What are
that.
you drinking?
I don't know, off the
I'm on
street,
my
or I
way.
don't know. Who knows?
Nothing's a dollar anymore with inflation.
Yeah, nothing's
Maybe
a dollar
something.
here. That's so true with inflation.
Puerto Rico,
The
the
dollar
prices are
store is
still
not a
low.
dollar anymore. It's like $1.50.
Yeah.
Or-
No,
That
it's
is
like
Or more.
five. It's like $5 here in
Yeah,
Canada.
it's not a dollar, but they still call it like 99-cent store.
Mm-hmm.
Real Canadian question. Are you guys upset that you guys don't have pennies?
No,
No, I'm
not
very
at
happy
all.
those
Oh
are
my God.
gone.
I'm
I
upset we
don't-
do have pennies.
Did you used to have pennies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
But now
Until
they've
what,
run
like 2
out.
years ago?
Blows my
Now it's
mind.
over.
Every time I hear that, they're like, we don't have pennies.
Yeah,
Oh,
we don't.
what's
We
all that
just-
about?
I think
You
it
just
takes
round
more.
up or round
Make a penny.
down your total to the next 5 cents.
Mhm.
And how do you feel
Wow.
about that?
I feel pretty good about that, actually.
I
Thanks.
feel good too. I mean,
Let-
Do they
let's
round
dive
up or
deep.
round
Carry
down? Like
cash.
it just depends. Like, are they rounding up every time or are they rounding down every time? Like, how do they
Yeah,
decide?
because I'm not about to round up 5 cents. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
You know
Every
what?
time-
Honestly, I don't even pay attention anymore.
I don't pay cash
That's how
though.
they
I
get
mean,
you
yeah,
guys.
that's
I
the
know
other
that's true. I
thing.
don't. When was the last time you actually paid cash
A
for
lot of
something?
people
I don't even
don't.
remember.
That's true too.
You can't pay in cash because you don't have pennies.
Yeah.
Make it hard.
Actually, I feel like pennies should be done away with. Who uses
agree.
like when's the
I
last time you used a
agree.
penny?
All the time.
It takes more to make a penny.
Name-
Actually.
Yeah, it does. Isn't that why they got rid of it? Because they were like,
Yeah,
it
geez.
literally costs more to
Nobody
make
should
pennies.
use cash ever. We should all just have digital money.
Yeah.
I don't
I
even
think
carry a
cash
credit
is
card
useful.
anymore. I just carry my phone.
Well, there's
You're a
even like
Bitcoin-
so
are you
many.
a Bitcoin gal?
No, it's Apple Pay. Bitcoin.
Yeah, you need to switch over. Crypto, Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, crypto.
You know, the Staples Center in LA is now the cryptocurrency arena.
Wow, let me write this down. Another reason
Great.
not to move to California.
Oh my God, it's funny.
All right, guys. Well, we need to introduce ourselves real quick. So, Svet, why don't you go ahead and start?
Okay, my name is Svet.
Good name.
Awesome.
The pod knows
school do
us.
you go to?
Good
Yeah,
way
I
to
was
start
like, you
us
don't
off.
need to introduce yourselves. These are your
Yeah. All
right.
listeners.
Well, let's do
They know
favorite
everything
drinks
about
since
you.
they know us already. We've done this, but they don't know our favorite drinks. So
That's true.
Everyone knows my favorite drink.
the Joe Jonas drink.
The
No.
Joe Ozo? The
It's
Jozo?
the Oza drink.
Oh, the
School
Oza.
food.
For all intent and purposes, yes. But sorry, Svet, go ahead.
Oh, okay. My favorite drink is a spicy margarita.
I
Mm.
see. Okay. Nadia.
I like Fireball and Diet Coke. It's my favorite drink.
Wow,
Ooh.
that's college life.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Fireball. That's
I'm forever
OG.
a college girl. I'm actually still 21, so
When was the last time you guys heard someone say Fireball?
I only will drink
Honestly.
Fireball and Diet Coke. That's it.
Only. That's it.
It's sippable.
Holy.
Okay, everything else tastes like I'm gonna throw up every time. So.
Mm. I think that Fireball
And-
just destroyed your taste buds, girl. That's why.
It's so good. It tastes like you're literally drinking just like cherry Coke. You're like, I could just
Like
drink a
Dr.
bottle."
Pepper.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Dr.
That is
Pepper, no, no.
dangerous.
Yeah, that is dangerous.
In a pinch, I will have pineapple and tequila.
Mm.
Okay.
But it's
okay.
not the same.
Combination.
It's not the same drunk, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
JD, what about you? Favorite drink when before or ever?
Back, so I'm I've been sober for 8 months, but back when I used to drink,
Yeah,
I
we
used to-
gotta clap it up for that and cheers to that.
Woo!
thank you. So this is
Oh,
a lot of sugar
cheers
here.
to
Cheers to him being sober. Let's go.
that.
I used to get those AMFs, adios mother effers.
Oh, the AMF.
Um,
Like
hence the reason why there's a break. But now it's a lot of strawberry drinks. Jokes. My friends like to give me Shirley Temple, so I don't mind.
Nice.
Oh.
Delicious.
Is that why your
Temples.
turbans always turn red when you drink all the strawberry juice and you get some energy?
Can't tell. He's red green deficient. We can't
He
even
doesn't even know.
if it's
That's
red
true.
or not.
What color is it? Those tests are hard, right? They put you in front of the class and then they make you do it, and you're just like, I can't do it. So
So you
I
can't do
know.
it, or you actually
Sounds-
can't.
yeah,
Like,
I was the
like
test dummy
trauma.
in school. Like, hey, do the red and green color deficient test. Haha.
Oh, it's okay. I was the retina dummy with all the retinal holes and detachments I have.
what? How
God
many? do you
knows.
have?
Wow.
Oh, you should
I
have
have,
put that
like-
as one
what's
of your
your
truths. That's
prescription?
what I think.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, I just have
High myo.
She's just a high myo.
Oh.
I have like a 3-disc diopter round large retinal hole with subretinal fluid, asymptomatic.
You don't even need to dilate her to see it. You just
Yeah. It's
put a lens to her eye
mid-periphery.
and boom, it's like right there.
What?
Can you see us right now?
Are you okay?
Yo, when we all saw it the first time, these are all similar questions we asked. And she was like, "You idiots, I've been seeing this whole time." Like, what the? We're like, "Oh my
No, but I'm
god,
like-
we just never saw something that
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
on anybody." And it had like subretinal fluid around. Like it
Wow.
was
It's all lasered up now,
Textbook.
so it's good. It's good.
Do you have pictures of it?
Yeah.
we did.
I'll
You gotta
find
share
it.
that.
hang,
Yeah, you
you
gotta
should
share
hang it
that
behind
after.
you on your wall.
It should
I'll
be one of
find it
those.
for you guys.
Did you name
definitely
that
have it.
hole?
Did I what?
Has a
Did you
name?
name that your retinal hole?
First
Do you
child.
want to name it for me? You know what it
I'll
looks
name
like.
it Bert.
Bert.
Great
Bert,
name.
okay?
Big Bert.
Name it
Big
Bort
Bert.
because it's like the O is more like
Because it's round, so it's
Yeah.
Bort.
It's perfectly.
Bort.
It was perfectly
Big
round
Bort.
too, like
Wow.
perfectly round with subretinal fluid. Oh, it was quite nice when we saw it, and then it was just crazy that it was an Amrit's eye.
I'll
All right,
find it.
guys.
Love
So
this.
we're
I love
gonna
these
we're gonna
fun
keep the
facts.
ball rolling. Now let's get to would you rather. So we're gonna ask you guys a question. If you pick neither or both, then you have to drink. And then you guys ask us a question and we'll just go back and forth for a little bit.
Wait, I thought you
So-
guys were gonna ask me. I'm not
You
prepared.
don't have any questions? Okay.
I have a
Where-
question.
Okay.
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 Would you rather in clinic?
Is it
have-
would you rather or never have it ever?
This is
No,
we're
would you-
going we're switching over. We're going to would you rather?
Would you rather? Okay.
So
Optometry.
would you
edition.
rather in clinic full time working 5 days a week have screaming kids as all your patients? Not a single one is cooperative. They're all screaming. Every single one you see. Or would you have seniors, like old seniors who can't hear anything and might have a bit of cognitive decline as well for the
Ooh.
whole day? What would you
Man.
rather have? Children, the screaming children, uncooperative screaming children, or seniors who cannot hear and might be slightly cognitive?
I'm a team seniors already. I don't like screaming children. I had a rotation at the VA. They were fine. It's fine. They're good. One of them wanted to keep me in a jar. I was like, okay, no problem.
Oh,
This was the children?
No, the
Yeah.
The senior.
The seniors?
I was like the kids are
They're
putting
the kids at the VA.
I was like, what?
Thank you for your service, 2-year-old. You know.
Okay. Svet, what about you?
I would take the kids. I like kids.
Wow, you'd have all screaming kids all day, every day.
All day, every day, they can scream at me.
That's
Mhm.
cute. I think I would go with the seniors, the elderlies. The
As
kids.
would I. As would
one
I.
one kid, One, I'm good with one. Like I can't do all day. That's too much.
I would do it if they were cooperative. If they were like,
No,
reading
not a single one. They're
letters.
like touching all your lenses,
No.
going under the chair, pressing all the
I would
wires.
start parenting the kids. I would be like, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to stop.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's a little different for me. I've been in Puerto Rico, so it's like the language barrier for kids is a little bit different. I'm just like, mira aquí, mira, mira, mira. And they're just like, oh. My God.
Trust me, the language would not help.
That was me at CPS. Right, Deepon? Us at CPS, the public schools that we had to do the vision screenings at.
Yeah, so but a lot of those kids are pretty well
mira aquí.
behaved. I know, but a lot of those kids are pretty well behaved. I'm just thinking of like, because I rather see seniors than kids. I'm also like Doug, where one is enough, and this is a cooperative kid. I'm like done after one, and I'm like, all right, I can deal with seniors for the rest of the day.
Amrit, what about you?
I will see uncooperative kids all day. I parent them, I lecture them, I tell them crisscross applesauce, bum on the chair, back on the, seat, mouth closed until we're done, blah, blah, blah. Like I already parent them.
So this
Parents
is
love
elementary
it.
school. This is another class.
Yeah. And I mean, well, I'm in BV, so I am the one who gets the referrals for the uncooperative ADHD, ADD, autistic, like kids who just can't sit still. Like I see them every day. I want full schedule peds, morning till night, all under the age of 6, please. 8 and up, oh my God, they're too boring. I don't like the preteens.
God, Amrit, you like described my nightmare.
I've developed, so when you said like it's annoying that they're touching everything, I literally have developed like that. Like I'm in like a cloud when I talk to the parents about their kids. The kids are like touching my phoropter and I'm like, yeah, so Timmy has convergence insufficiency and he's doing this. And the parents are like, stop. And I'm like, no, it's fine. Let him play, let him, whatever. So anyways, the convergence insufficiency, I've developed like a threshold for them touching all my stuff. It doesn't bother me now. I'm a rare breed.
And JD, what about you?
I'm on the majority side. Older folks are just like they're so cute, like little buttons, and they're so appreciative. And I think the challenge is they're supposed to write, they don't remember. So then that's where I think you come up with strategies, right? Like hopefully there's someone else there to explain it to, or you give them a note, or I feel like it's also there's more variation of like what you're seeing in the eyes, and then I'm just not a good babysitter at this point.
But they just talk for so long, like seniors. They want to tell you about their trip to Hungary, like 20 years ago.
That'd be so cool to hear about their trip to Hungary. Okay,
I would love to know.
They're hungry or they've been to Hungary.
They've been to Hungary.
Both, because then they'll talk about the other one.
That's true. When I did a VT site in San Diego, I had a lot of elderly, and they would just tell me stories, which is kind of cool. I'm like listening to these stories about like their first ever time, and wherever their most fun trip was, and stuff like that. So it can be cool, but it also is annoying if they talk too much. So you got to just keep them moving along.
You just gotta know exactly. You gotta know how to control the conversation. Like I try to, tap them on the shoulder. That was so great. Thank you for that. Let's go get you your prescription. I know you want it. Come on.
Like, good one. Anyway,
that's true.
All right.
Fucking
good tips.
Good tips. Yeah.
All right.
That was a good. Would you rather?
Yeah,
that was a great question.
Thanks, guys.
So we're gonna slide on over to Svet. She's obviously our optometry student here still. So she has questions from pre-optometry students of advice that they might need, things that they want. So we want to hear advice, obviously starting with you guys first, and then we'll also chime in as well.
Okay, so the pre-optometry students want to know, when we are shadowing the doctors, what's the best way we can get the best out of this experience shadowing? Like, should we be taking notes? Should we be asking questions? And let's say that they're shadowing you for like half day. What do you, as a doctor, what do you think is the best thing that they do while they're shadowing you?
I would say questions. Well, for me, I would say definitely asking questions.
Like what kind
You can write. What's that?
like what would you want them to ask? Or what would you think would be beneficial for a pre-opto student to ask?
And when would they ask questions?
That's a
Okay, yeah,
very important question.
that's true. So probably not during the exam while we're with the patient, but definitely after. If there's like a 10-minute session, we can just kind of hash things out. Obviously, they won't know too much about what we're exactly doing with like the eye health and everything, but even asking questions of like what our day to day is like, and being like bold and asking how much we get paid and is that enough, and how we get paid, and all those are very important questions, I feel like, for any pre-optometry student, because you can get to clinic pretty quickly and figure that out, but it's all the financial stuff and all like the day to day. I would want to know that, and I'd be happy to tell them.
Yeah, that's so I was actually going to say like tips for pre-optom students who want to shadow, definitely shadow more than one, because you are going to find a doctor who's, you know, maybe on the opposite spectrum, who's very casual. And like I've shadowed 2 doctors before undergrad and optometry school, where they literally flat out were like, yeah, I just come here and I work so I get money, and then I go home and, you know, I can get my boating license and I can do this and this and this. The more patients I see, the richer I get. And yeah, there's no stress. You just make your money and go home. But then, and that's not for me a positive experience of what optometry is. So then when I shadowed the 3rd doctor, it was a whole different environment. Like they're in clinic, they're doing like medical care, and they're, you know, they actually allowed me to pre-test. So they taught me how to use the auto refractor. And so you definitely shadow more than one, and jump in and ask if it's okay for you to do some of that reception task or pre-test task, so that you can kind of be involved in what is the patient seeing, you know, when they're doing this test and using this machine. Same with in the exam room. They don't, you know, not every doctor is going to have a teaching slit lamp where you can see in the microscope at the same time. But if you ask permission ahead of time before the patient comes in, if the doctor sees something cool and you've already asked, they might just pause the slit lamp right there and like let you, you know, take a look. And I think when you see that cool stuff, that's going to really convince you whether this is some sort of a career that you'd be interested in. So prep ahead of time, let them know that you want to see that stuff, and then see if they're comfortable with it by the time the patient comes. That's, yeah. Good tips. Anything
Nadia.
else?
Well, I'll let Nadia go ahead and say her piece, and JD as
My
well.
piece? Sure.
Yeah.
I feel like when I was a first year and we had to do like our mandatory like shadowing, the most helpful thing was like when they would like let us do some hands-on, but also when they would explain things. Like we would look at the optos together before we went in the room, and they would be like, oh, I can tell this person has hypertension because, you know, do you see the blood vessels here? Normally they're straight. Just kind of like we patient educate. She like kind of educated us before we kind of went in like kind of more layman's terms, because at that time I was like, I don't know what I'm looking at, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
So just that's how I kind of treat my text sometimes too. I'll be like, oh, like, you know, this is what I'm looking at. This is why I'm sending a referral. This is what, you know, I'm concerned about. If I see something cool, I'll ask the patient, hey, do you mind if the student takes a look? So I agree. I think it's like depends on the doctor too. Like I'm like very like, hey, do you mind? Or like, hey, this is kind of what I'm looking at. Just taking them through your day to day is important. So you can ask them that before you start. Like, can you just explain what you're doing, like while you're doing it? Because nobody wants to come shadow and go to an exam and somebody's like just doing the 4-opter, just looking at the 90, and then you're out. You're like, well, what are you even doing? Like, what? Are
And
you
you're
looking
just
at,
like
right?
sitting in the back corner.
Right, exactly. You're just like turning the lights on and off for them, like, you know, like, hey, can you just hit the lights? So just before
Hey, get
before
that
you
for me.
go, be like, hey, do you mind like while you're in there, just like walking me through exactly what you're doing while you're doing it, right?
Yeah, so true.
JD, what would you say?
Yeah, these lovely ladies hit really good points there. I think the main things to see, like, project yourself. Is this what I want to do in the future? So what information can you get from this experience to lead you to that decision? How many patients you see what is your workload like? What are some hard and good experiences with patients? And
Yeah.
obviously being there and having more experiences do that. And I do like the point that someone mentioned, seeing multiple doctors to do that. But obviously asking the right questions to know, hey, is this what I want to do? Obviously the process is difficult, right? Going to school, the investment, the time, whether you start a business or not. But yeah, ask yourself, is this ultimately what I want to do? I think myself personally, I know I could have vetted some of those questions better too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, me
Same.
too.
Same.
Awesome. Svet, you have another question?
I do. This question's a little more open-ended, and it requires you to define the word worth, because the question is optometry worth it?
Mm.
And you have to
Ooh.
define worth.
Amrit, start us off.
Oh, deep on an eye. If anyone here listens to the Four Eyes podcast these days, all we talk about is know your worth and get a good vibe in your practice.
Yeah, those are
I
actually
don't-
pretty like common themes on our podcast.
Yeah. But
Please
honestly, I do.
elaborate.
Pardon?
Please elaborate. What does that
So-
mean?
What I was actually going to say is I feel like this is no matter how many times you're going to ask that question and who's going to answer it, you will never understand what your worth is and what optometry is worth to you until the day you are in that profession practicing. And that's why, Deepan and I are 2 to 3, years out of optometry school now. Now we are talking about what is our worth. This is not something we would have ever known as a student, as a 1-year new grad OD, or even just our second year in. But once we've reached that 3rd or 4th year out, we're starting to understand what our worth is and what optometry means to us. And that's going to be different for, like you said, Svet, it's open-ended because that's going to be different for everyone. Also, depending on how they're practicing optometry and I guess what their salary is from optometry based on what their financial goals are. So, if they're already in a steady income home with a steady income family and their career doesn't make or break, their lifestyle or what they need, then maybe optometry is not really worth that much to you compared to family time, compared to vacation time. If you are the breadwinner and you are or single and you live on your own and you need to pay the bills, you're going to put more energy and time into what optometry is worth for you because you got to make sure your salary and your career is like feeding you and making sure everything's good. So yeah, that's like, man, we could have a whole nother episode about that. This is like, you could go down so many avenues, but I think you'll never know. And you'll never know what it is, even compared to what other people have told you, until you are practicing as an optometrist.
And
So
your answer might change over time as well. It has for me anyway, since I graduated. And I thought after I graduated, I was like, oh, this is just going to be my one thought for the rest of my career. And it has changed quite a few times over the last 2 or 3 years. So, and I'm expecting it to change again in the next 2 or 3 years. So, I mean, overall, like, as long as you're happy where you're at, whatever you're doing, it's always worth it. Yeah.
Jazz Deep's head nods were real deep, so I know he feels it. He's like,
almost got some whiplash over there. Oh no.
No, I totally felt you on that. It is a nuanced, complicated answer. Also, being like 2 to 3 years out. I mean, I think my answer would be no. At this time, it hasn't been worth it, but I do think it will be worth it.
Yeah.
And so, what do I mean by that? I'm still in over $200,000 of debt. I'm still figuring out what I want for my career. And it's so true. It does change. 22-year-old me had a vision of the world that's not the same as the 29-year-old version of me. And that's how it should be, right? Like our goals change, our personal life changes. And when you're in school, you're surrounded in this bubble and that's all you think about. But there's so much more to life. And for example, for me, I want to go more into a sales role, a business role, but that's where optometry can provide you that value and that role. you have to find what you like. Some people like giving back to the community. Some people like doing medical. Some people love doing corporate. Some people love managing. You just really have to find what your passion is and then apply that. And so as someone who's still discovering that, I really love my work situation as I try to find what I want. And so I'm asking that question. So it hasn't been there, but that doesn't mean I don't project it for it to be there, and something I look forward to. One podcast I like listen to is Andrew Huberman's, and he was talking about like finding goals and drive it, like, drive. And one thing he talked about was like when you're doing these things, it's not just like you get to the destination and you're happy. Half the battle and half the enjoyment is getting there. And so that's where, like, even though I can say no right now, and maybe you can look at it in your own perspective in a different way, but I'm excited to take that challenge and make it in a way that I like it. So I guess I would ask you, if you're applying to school, what is important to you? What is your passion? Like, what is your ultimate goal, and how do you get there? And does this lead you to that?
And I think too, all right, go ahead.
I was just going to say, what podcast is that? Because I'm looking it up. The Huberman Lab?
Andrew Huberman, he's like an ophthalmologist from Stanford. He talks about basically how to use the brain in a way to live like a healthier life. So we'll talk about like, cold plunges, temperatures, pretty famous podcast. I would definitely listen to it.
What's it called?
Huberman Lab.
Oh yeah, it is Huberman Lab. Okay. I was just looking it up because I'm gonna follow that now.
Yeah. Please do.
I need more motivation these days.
Oh yeah.
And I think too, just to add to what you were saying, JD, is as we keep doing this and we check back in like in a year, 2 years, like it'll be cool to see if your answer has changed, which it probably will by that time. So yeah, I'm excited to see that too. Nadia, what do you think?
Yeah, I think a lot of good points made. I think worth, it's defined by the person, right? Is it worth it in what way? Is it worth it in a financial sense? Is it worth it in like a personal sense? I think that in general, if you're doing it for the money, I mean, I don't know, like nobody's going to be like a millionaire unless you're like have like 3 private practices and you're kind of doing your thing. So if you're after the money, maybe it's not that worth it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy, I'm able to afford more than I did in my whole life already, but I think the amount of time that I get to spend with patients makes it worth it for me, because at one point I wanted to do dentistry, and that part of it was like, you don't really get to talk to them or get to know them or like follow them. Right now I just started at my private practice, but they've been seeing the same patients since they were like 10 years old, and now they're coming in, they're like 18, and I see their little pictures. I'm like, oh, I was expecting to see a child, now you're an adult. So you get to watch them grow in that sense, and that's kind of worth it. And I also think that, like JD was kind of saying, like there's different avenues of optometry, and it's not all private practice, it's not all corporate, it's not all this and that. There's so many things, and I think that one of the things that I wanted to always do was like marketing, right? Like I've always been interested in this like marketing, the social media. And even though it wasn't like very utilized when I started it, it's become like very popular, and now we're able to do podcasts and we're able to do all these things because of optometry, right? So I think that it's just what you make of it, and no turning back now. So
yeah, no turning back.
Too late
now.
for
Can you
all
imagine?
of us.
Too late.
She just
Sweat,
wakes
you
up
can turn
tomorrow,
back.
like, you know what? Let me go
Nothing
back to
there.
that dentist place and
yeah,
see what's up.
start over again.
It'd be like Jazz Deep when you check on him in a year. He'd be like, I'm a lawyer now. What are you guys talking about?
I could see something like that, but I would say it's not. It's like a pivot, right? Like you.
Then that -2 is really gonna kick in. Just wait. You just wait.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for answering the pre-optive students' questions.
Yeah, those are good. And that was really good advice. I'm proud of all of us.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are,
you
even
guys
for
are
me as a student, like to hear all you guys' perspectives means a lot.
So what are you planning to do, Svet, after, because you're gonna graduate in 2 more years?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are your thoughts now? Now you're friends with all these ODs, you're hearing all their experiences. Like, I'm curious to know what's your perspective on optometry now? And like, what kind of avenue are you thinking that you're going to be in after graduating?
Yeah, I think I found a few of interest and passions. So And I'm kind of thinking of just like merging it all together because I think I have the personality of I like having a bunch of different things and I don't see myself like in one job
Mm-hmm.
5 days a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after I graduate, I do see myself doing a residency. My residency would either be in pediatrics or
Nice.
specialty contacts.
Mhm.
So I love pediatrics. If I could mix pediatrics and specialty contacts, like infants that are like born with congenital cataracts and then making
Yeah.
lenses for them, I think that would be that's like picture perfect what I could imagine. I would love to work at a children's hospital for some years, but I know that's
Mhm.
not I don't think that's what I would do for like my entire career. I would mix that with some research. I do research right now, and I don't want to be the head of the research, but I want to be part of like the data collection and like helping.
Nice.
So mixing a little bit of research in there and then mix in the idea, maybe like 5-10 years out of school of having a private practice with like the specialty clinic in either the contacts or the
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Actually, if you
that's very cool.
if you want to do pediatrics with contact lenses, apply to the Marshall B. Ketchum
That's what I was just
SCCO
gonna say.
residency because I did an interview in that and I didn't accept that residency because it was more heavy in pediatrics and like ocular disease and low vision
Yeah.
with BV, but I wanted like sole BV, so that was Berkeley.
Mhm.
And then SUNY would probably have a really good pediatric program too. So
Wow.
definitely look into them.
That
The
let me-
Berkeley one was like, okay.
okay.
The Berkeley pediatric, sorry, I did the VT residency. I feel like the Berkeley pediatric was good, but maybe there no contact lenses involved in that or like major ocular disease. Everyone in California is very healthy, so But yeah.
Let me write that down. Another reason not to move to California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's just mad because we're all gonna be there, and she's gonna be the only one on the East Coast.
Oh, I'm not mad. I've lived in California. I don't want to live there again.
We're gonna do an icebreaker. Keep it real simple, but 2 truths and 1 lie. So, Nada, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. Should I just
Oh
say
wait,
that?
I forgot to
Should I
explain.
introduce myself? What do you want me to do, Doug?
No, we're just gonna have you say your 2 truths and
Okay.
1 lie,
Okay.
and we'll have 4 eyes. They have to guess which it is, and then opposite, like we'll have to guess what theirs is.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
All right. I was gonna tell you what they were. Okay. 2 truths and 1 lie. So, I was born and raised in Florida. I have 4 half siblings, and the Jonas Brothers were the first concert I ever went to, and that was in 2009.
The last one's a lie.
I think the last one's a lie. Because it would have had to have been like a Taylor Swift concert or something.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Didn't we
Is
talk
that
about
correct?
Tay Swift last time? I think, and how
Yeah.
big of a fan you are.
I
And you
love
were-
Taylor Swift, yes.
And you were getting ready to go.
But I also love the Jonas
She also-
Brothers.
she
I know
also
they kind of
loves
go hand in
Jonas Brothers.
hand. That's true.
They're like the same. Yeah.
No,
So
I'm
is
gonna
that
stick
the
to
lie?
my initial
Um,
instinct. I'm gonna say the
I
last
know the
one
lie.
was a lie.
I know the lie.
I feel like you'd totally be born in Florida just because you're like a Sun girl.
Yeah, I
So
have Florida man vibes.
but like half siblings, like yeah, I don't know anything about your family, so that could totally
Okay.
be true or false. But I'm still gonna go with Jonas Brothers.
Okay, does the pod
That's
know?
fat. You said
Yeah,
you
it's
know what
the
it
lie
is,
is the
right?
first one
Which one was the first one?
where you were born.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh.
We did our diversity
Yeah,
pod.
we do know that.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was
Where were
actually
you-
born
You-
in Iran,
you were born
and
in
I was
Iran.
2,
Oh, cool.
and actually lived in Maryland until I was 8, and then I moved to Florida. So,
All right, ladies, you're gonna have to
Oh.
drink
yeah,
for that
I
one.
did see the
Let's
Jonas
have-
Brothers in 2009. It was my very first concert, and we had lawn seats, and it was very exciting.
Oh,
I was very happy.
oh, were you burning up?
Yeah, I was the Burning Up tour.
Oh,
And they were so
that's-
tiny, and they were doing
That's a
like
good
little
one.
flips, and I was like, oh my God, I love this.
That's good.
And And I was I think I was like 20. So
Oh.
Oh, the Joe Bros.
yeah.
That was a good
All
one.
right, so Deepa, what about you?
Am I going next?
Yes.
Okay. I don't even know if you'll know these
I don't
ones,
know if
but-
you'll know mine either, so go for it.
Okay.
I worked really hard on mine.
Oh.
I did.
Okay, I have 2 tattoos. I have played the piano for over 10 years. And my previous swim coach was a former Olympian.
You've never told me these things. We're not friends.
I feel like
I had to go deep for this one. I live a
Um,
very, very boring life. So I'm just like,
Yeah,
oh man, what
I
do
think
I
I
have here?
know.
Yeah.
I know the lie, but you guys have to guess, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The main
right.
thing is pretty bold.
JD, what do you think?
The swimming thing is bold, so I'm gonna ignore that one. There's always like a red herring. So the other two were 2 tattoos, or what was the other one?
I have played the piano for over 10 years. And the third one was my former swim coach was a Olympian.
I think she has 3 tattoos.
Mm. I don't think she
Yeah,
can play the
I'm-
piano.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with piano too.
Damn.
I'm
okay.
feeling the tattoo.
Deepan's like
I
the
think you have-
judgment.
You either have like 0 tattoos or like 4. So I think it's the tattoo one.
Emma, do you
Deepan-
want to take a
but-
guess?
Oh no, I
Yeah,
think it's
I'm ready.
I think it's the tattoo one too.
Okay, yeah, that's correct. It is the tattoo. I don't
Hey.
have
Let's
any
go.
tattoos, but technically
See,
I
I
kind of
said
have
0.
2 semi-permanent tattoos, my
Oh,
eyebrows.
see,
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
that's 2 right
does that
there.
So-
count?
Yep.
you
I
know,
don't know if
yeah.
that counts.
We all
So-
lose.
Could've- I know it does. I was gonna be like, oh, that could be like my trick in this whole thing, but then I was like, but they're
Oh, I didn't know we were
semi-permanent.
tricking. I'm on my
I
way.
know, but no, I was like, fine, I'll just, yeah, I don't have any.
I guess
tattoos,
the people
0.
who got it wrong should drink, right? Is this the
Yeah,
happy
yes.
hour?
Oh
business?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
well,
This is the happy hour.
All right. Cheers.
Here's to y'all.
Cheers.
Good stuff, JD and Amrit. Okay.
Who's next?
I'll go.
All right.
All right. I have over 2 diopters of sil in 1 or both eyes. I have over 0.5 C to Ds in 1
Trying to
or
look at
both
those
eyes.
lenses.
0.5 what? CD?
Yeah, I have
ratio?
a 0.5 CD ratio in 1 or both eyes, and
Oh
I'm
my
red and green
God.
color deficient.
What was the third one?
I'm red and green color deficient.
I think
Ugh. I've never seen your eyeballs, Jasdeep. This is not fair.
I know.
I think it's the second one.
And your
The CD
lenses are too
ratio.
big. Can't figure it out from here.
I'm gonna say it's the second one.
Look at the angle.
I feel like
like-
Jazzy has told us he was red green color deficient. at
I
some
don't
point.
think you're a -2. Just based on your lenses, I feel like you got a little bit of plus in there. Like honestly.
No, I believe the
know.
cell. I believe. I see
Oh,
some
you
of
said
those
of
eyes
Sil or
squinting
just
through.
in general, like
It was
myopia?
just sil. It was sil.
Oh, cell. Yeah, I believe the cell. I could see him squinting through those
The s-
glasses.
So which is the lie, guys?
I
Which
think
is
the
Uh,
lie is the
The
second
CD
one, the CD
ratios?
ratio. Yeah.
Mm. Well, he's Indian too. He's got those glaucoma risk factors. I don't know.
Should I give hints to make this fun?
Yeah, give hints.
Okay.
Should we vote?
My grandma has glaucoma.
Mm.
But I
Both.
don't think you have -2 Sil in your. I don't know. I'm looking at your lenses, dude. It doesn't look that warped.
I don't think you're colorblind.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think for
I didn't
me,
say I
like
was
JD
colorblind
wears
either.
wears way too much red to be red green deficient.
Exactly.
Fine.
Too much
He wears
color.
red and green. Yeah.
I think the Ishihara scale is 10 out of 10.
Okay. I changed my answer. I'm gonna make it the red green deficiency one.
I'm gonna go with the -2 Sil. I'm still stuck on that.
Okay. What's the answer?
-2 sil.
Oh,
really?
Wow.
I
I
am
know
reading
you
the
Gotta
other
so
drink
well.
that.
Cheers to
Oh,
you.
I,
You
oh,
know,
I'm not
you're
gonna
right. You're
drink,
right.
but okay.
There's only
Hey.
like 1 or 1.25 sil on my
Right?
left eye.
I'm like, I still see the shape of your face in the edge of your lens. There's no way you're a -2. My husband's a -2. I gotta stare at him every damn day. I know what a -2 on the side looks like.
All right, with
Oh,
that,
that
Amrit,
was
it's your
that was
turn.
hard though.
That was hard.
Yeah.
Amrit, it's your turn.
Oh, me. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, I prepped for like an hour because I'm not interesting, so I have to really like think about it. I've taken acting classes. I've been on the local news, and I've lived in 5 different states and or provinces in my lifetime. Yes.
I think it has to be the states or provinces. You're probably like at 4 or 6 or more, something like that.
Oh, I mean, she
Mm.
was in she went to Berkeley. She's somewhere in Canada now, and I assume she went to ICO. So that's 3. Does that count states? 3 states right there. We can already mention.
Okay.
So I don't think 2 is ridiculous.
Well, what was the first one again?
I've taken acting classes. I've been on the local news, and I've lived in 5 different places, like states and provinces in my life.
Do you guys have 4 rotations?
Yeah, because we were on a quarter system.
Mm.
Okay.
That's true. That's.
Good question. Good.
I think I'm okay
question.
with not using that one. I would between.
Yeah, I'm going with
I
the
mean,
first
some
one.
people have like in-state rotations, so I mean, like, don't get me wrong.
Mm,
Like,
Doesn't every school though? Like
No, I
one
didn't.
rotation has to be.
No, you
No.
don't have to be at your school.
No,
Oh.
I didn't have to be at my school.
Wow.
For
I
us,
don't
we
have
That
did.
would have been
for any of
nice.
them.
For
Yeah.
us, we also had to be one of our rotations had to be at our school. Yep.
Mm.
I picked the first one. I think the acting classes.
I don't think
I'd
she's
say
been on
you're
the news
natural.
yet.
I don't know.
think she's gonna be in the
I
news
can see you in a
later.
Bollywood movie. I think you do better than Priyanka Chopra because
No, not at all.
so.
I don't even think Deepan knows this one.
I think I do know this one.
You'll be a
Well,
bad
everyone-
friend if you don't.
Everyone put in your answers before deep.
Yeah, what is everyone's
what do you think?
answer?
I think she's done acting classes, so I think she hasn't been on the news yet.
Okay. I'm just gonna do the states and provinces one.
Yeah, I agree with the states. I feel like she's a traveler.
So that's the lie.
Deep,
Yeah.
Deepan,
Yeah,
what's your?
Oh,
You're looking for the lie.
wait. What did Doug say?
I said the acting classes.
Acting.
Oh, I think it's the local news.
Okay, everyone locked in their answers.
Mm-hmm.
We're locked in.
The lie is I have not lived in 5 different states or provinces. I've lived in 4.
Oh.
Bam.
Ah,
I have been on the
Knew
local
it.
news.
Knew it.
That said
And
4 or
yes, I
6.
took-
She said it.
I took acting classes. I failed my parents and I never made any of the commercials. So I quit after like 12 weeks. I was on the local news. I nominated like my 8th grade teacher for this like Golden Apple Award with like global news.
Oh.
And then she won. And then we all had to go to the school and act like we were in a classroom. So I was on the local news. But I don't think I've ever told you that. So that's
I
why
think you
I
told me
had to
about the
really think about
teacher,
it.
but you didn't tell me you got on the news for that.
Yeah. It was a news award.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
It was good.
That was good.
Learning something new every day.
This is
Who's
what we're here
next?
for. Okay, I guess I'm
Friendship
last,
Bros
right?
podcast.
Wait, Svet, did
No,
you go
there's-
yet?
Yeah. She didn't go
All
yet.
right, you go.
I haven't.
You go.
Okay. So I love beer. I would be drinking one right now if it wasn't so late. What was the other one? I have it written down. Oh yeah. I'm not afraid of heights and I have 3 tattoos.
I don't think she's a beer girl. I don't know.
I think
She
she is
seems-
deathly afraid of heights.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the second one.
I'm
Mm,
going that way too.
okay, fine.
you're afraid
I'll
of
go for
heights.
that too.
Do we all vote? I'm confused. Are we all voting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think
I-
Svet drinks beer.
I didn't
Oh,
hear
if Nadia said that, see, I'm always right. My first.
You guys
instinct
can't
is
change your
always
vote based on my
right.
vote.
Okay, but
That's true.
Yeah, but
no changing.
I
It's
don't think she's a
locked
beer
in.
drinker. I feel like she's probably like a cooler mixer kind of a girl, or tequila, or
I'm
like mixed
just-
with something.
Definitely
I don't
tequila.
know. Right?
This is
Definitely
true.
I've been in the
tequila.
bar
She's a
with
shot.
Seth,
She's a
so-
shot kind of girl. This is true.
Yeah, that's what I don't think
Dang.
she's a beer
Why
girl.
would I
Okay.
pick the other one?
I
Latina,
get to
we-
change mine.
you know,
I'm a guest.
like-
I'm a guest. I get to
Alright,
change
We'll let you change
beer.
Okay.
it. All right. What is it? JD, you didn't pick.
It's hard to argue with the beer thing now.
We've all
Just
seen
because
it.
I
like,
said
dang.
one thing.
I know.
True.
I know.
You made it make
I mean,
sense.
I could still question the number of tattoos. I haven't really. I don't know how many tattoos she has.
Bonus points if you can say
three
where
three
they
sounds
are.
about right.
Yeah,
I
think
bonus
she-
points if you guys know where it is.
She has an ankle one.
No, it's on her foot. It's like on her
Foot. Okay, it's around the leg somewhere. Foot.
Yeah.
So the
And
lower
then-
extremity somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere down there. And then
Uh-huh.
I feel like there's an upper back. Something. I don't know.
She just furrowed her brows. That is incorrect. She was like, absolutely not.
Okay, you guys are funny. There's one on my foot and one on my ankle. So you
Oh,
guys-
perfect.
See-
Oh,
oh,
there we go.
sorry.
Teamwork makes the
Two
dream
on the
Teamwork,
lower
teamwork.
extremities.
yeah. And then the other one, you guys have to know where the other one is.
Oh wait, it's isn't it on your wrist? You just got it. Wait, arm,
Mm-mm.
That was another
Upper
question.
extremity?
upper. It's upper.
It's
It's
still
on
lower.
her like thigh or something, I think.
It's on my thigh.
Oh
Oh.
yeah,
Oh.
don't know that one.
We're best friends, clearly. Guys, you guys don't know anything about sweat.
Well, damn, if you
Technically,
guys are on
I
a
did
podcast,
say
you
Which
Hey,
really
one's
all
the
should
of-
be.
lie?
The lie is
Yeah.
the beer. I've never had beer because I'm gluten free.
Oh, I knew it. Not for the right
Oh.
reasons.
Damn,
but
you
I
guys should
knew
have
it.
got that one.
Mhm.
Dang, we knew it as soon as Nadia said that. I was like, "What are we talking about? We've never seen her drink beer."
Yeah.
Mhm.
But she's Latina with the mojitos,
Yeah.
margaritas.
That's what I thought. Didn't make assumptions, but that's what I thought.
Pero Latinos like Corona too. So what's up?
That's
do.
true.
But remember, I have an allergy, so I can't have
Mm.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'm last here.
Mhm.
Dang, this is easy because you guys already kind of know. But okay, I'm a fourth-year optometry student. I played on my high school varsity basketball team, and I have Tay Diggs' phone number.
Damn.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna say the second one.
But you're not a fourth year student anymore. You've graduated. So does this like are you saying like the current present time? Or did you
it's up
write
to
this
you.
like 2 months ago when we were first supposed to do this?
That's a good question.
Wait,
I
didn't you
mean,
just take part one of boards?
No, you just
I
graduated.
don't know.
It just
Can you read
I
them
thought the
again?
last
I
time
was
we
only half
talked-
listening. Can you say them
Oh
again?
man. Okay. I'm a fourth-year optometry student. I have Tay Diggs' phone number, and I was on a varsity basketball team in high school.
These are so
Well,
easy.
These are
Yes,
so
it's
easy.
pretty easy.
Oh, so
I
it
guess
is
it's easy because we just know Doug.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I don't know.
Okay,
if
so the fourth year thing is not like a trap. Like you just wrote that when you were a fourth year student because now you're not.
I mean,
Oh my god, that's
it's
what I'm
right
gonna
now,
go with. That's
I'm
the
asking
lie. That's the lie.
Okay.
well, they all said it
And
was
Debo, what about
easy,
you?
so then I guess
Tay
yeah,
Diggs
it's the
is an American
or-
stage and actor
Oh,
known for his
put
roles.
that away right now.
Wait a minute, you don't know who Tay Diggs
Sing
is?
the pod, bro.
Uncle
this
Jeff
man-
deep right
this
coming
man
right
had
in.
to look up.
Okay. I guess if you guys say it's easy, then is it the fourth year optometry
Yeah.
student one?
It is. It is.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It doesn't
you
help
sure?
that we planned this
Final answer.
podcast like 2 months ago when he was a student. Like this doesn't help because
Almost got you
things
with that one.
change. Okay. That is actually a good mind trip. Like for
Yeah.
this time that we've okay. Ooh, did I get
All right.
everyone's correct? No, Nadia's
Mm.
Joe Jonas, we got wrong.
I
Alright.
love
Damn,
Joe Jonas.
Nadia.
Joe Jonas, if you're listening, I'll die for you.
I would die for Joe Jonas too.
I will take a bullet for Joe Jonas.
me.
He's the
I would
love of
never
my life.
die.
I would get
for Joe
ICL
Jonas.
surgery done just because Joe Jonas got it
Yeah,
done.
every time somebody tells me they've had that surgery, I'm like, let me look that up. So just I can pull up the website because he's on
the
it.
video.
Oh my god.
Well, hey guys, it's been an amazing night. I think we finally came together, and it was a great time. I think we had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a fun time. We loved hearing from you, and you guys are so insightful. Everyone, please like and subscribe. Follow the Four Eyes podcast. And anything else you guys want to plug?
No, that's it. I mean,
That's it. That's all we got.
that, that's
Your
our
own
only
personal
asset. Just the Four Eyes
Instagram.
podcast. That's it. That's what we got after like 3-4
Where
years
can
of
they find you?
practicing. They can find us on Instagram at Four Eyes Optom. We also upload our videos on YouTube at Four Eyes Optom. We are associated with Young OD Connect. Yeah, actually, we should talk about that for your listeners. We decided to join our podcast with Young OD Connect literally because it is a platform that really supports young, new graduate optometrists. They provide like mentorship sessions. They have an annual conference where they all get together and support each other. They try to get industry involved for young OD so that they get more exposure with that. And then they offer a lot of like clinical management tips and things like that. So they're just promoting young ODs. That's literally what they're there for. That's what our podcasts are all for, depth perception and the Four Eyes one. So if you're not a member of Young OD Connect, definitely consider joining because it's pretty cool and they got a lot of good resources for everyone.
Are they
So, yeah.
branched
That's
under
awesome.
modern optometry?
Yes. So
Yeah.
I think they're all under the branch of BMC Productions.
Yeah.
And then BMC has like a ton of different branches. So yes, it is the same umbrella as Modern Optometry and iTube. And then a bunch of different, like if anyone here subscribes to Modern Optometry, you probably see all the other little magazines that come out from there. So it's all kind of interconnected, intertwined.
Awesome.
Mhm.
And Nadia and I will be at Optometry's meeting. We're going to the Young OD happy
Ooh.
hour, so that'll be cool.
Oh, this is the one that's happening in Washington?
Yes.
Mhm.
Doug will be
Oh,
there.
fun.
I will not be there, but Doug will be
Oh,
there.
I will be
Oh.
there.
I will be at
All
Optometry's
alone.
meeting. I will not be at the Young ODs, unfortunately.
Oh.
That's the only time that I get to spend with my family that lives there. So I will
Nice.
be at dip. But
See,
Oh,
know
man,
your worth,
so-
know your priorities. Optometry's not everything. Go see family.
I will be at the conference. We will be there. So
Yeah.
stop by, say hi if you're listening, or if this is after. Nice to meet you.
All right, y'all. Well, I think that's a wrap.
Mhm.
Enjoy your nights. Have a great rest of your week.
Cheers.
Bye.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you so much, guys, for having us
Cheers.
on.
Cheers.
Yeah, thank you
This
so
is like
much.
the first optometry podcast collaboration, I think.
We
We're
need
like
to do
the first
more.
ones to do it. Yeah,
I
This is
love that we did
Podcastception, a podcast within a podcast.
literally.
that.
No, there needs to be
How
more.
is
You
this
guys
a
are
podcast within a podcast?
Don't question it.
It's not mapping. The math's not mapping.
Wait,
here.
didn't they?
We
they
hope you
didn't,
guys invite us to your podcast next.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we
want
should
to
do that.
100%.
We should do it a year later to see where everyone's at and see where.
Oh,
It
we
would
could
take that amount of time to make sure we all
See
get
if
together
Jamie
again.
can-
I know.
Yeah.
We'll plan it next month, and then by the
Plan
time
it
we
now.
actually get together, it'll be next year. After
Oh,
all the
gosh.
cancellations, after all the like technical difficulties.
Do you guys edit your podcasts? Or can
Yeah,
we
we
stop
do.
recording? Or
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Okay, bye.